All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight is an American R&B singer. We've covered the story here in the past. Unfortunately, this past week, his 32-year-old young son passed away. Estranged son. He had not spoken to his two sons and one other daughter in years. Okay, so it's a guy that's to me, from what I can see, he looks pretty he acts pretty troubled. I'm talking about Brian McKnight himself. What he did is that he has a new family. As a matter of fact, he has a new son with his new family. The new family is a single mother who I think she's a medical doctor or something like that, who came from somewhere. He married this young lady, acquired the family, disregarded and disconnected with his existing family, two sons, a daughter, and I think another. He has like 4 children, but there's two. We actually just found out recently that the original wife was actually 2 sons. He actually had another baby outside with somebody else called Brianna McKnight, but he basically abandoned all these people, and he said these people were products of, and I quote, product of sin. So he abandoned them. So I'm looking at a report here on the People. Say Brian McKnight slams his family members over estranged son's Nico's death. May God have mercy on your soul. So the brother Brian McKnight's brother, his name is Claude. I think they used to be in a group. I'm trying to remember, but he's also a singer, like Brian McKnight. Apparently they're estranged too. He made the announcement that his nephew passed away, and then Brian McKnight, obviously, as you can see, I'm reporting right now, dragged him as well. So on Friday, May 30th, Brian's brother Claude revealed that Nico died 2 years after a cancer diagnosis. Pretty sad, especially in the middle of it's sad to see in the middle of a family feud, because at least everybody kind of like hope that one day maybe they can come to some kind of reconciliation, right? Because honestly, there's no family out there that don't have their own fair share of family feud here and there, in and out, right? But anyway, this one is over for this boy. So on Friday, May 30th, Brian's brother Claude revealed that Nico died 2 years after a cancer diagnosis, and Brian McKnight has broken his silence following the death of his estranged son Nico McKnight. On Tuesday, June 3rd, the R&B singer shared a lengthy Instagram reel featuring a voiceover. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Yep, I got it. Let's listen to it.
And self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok that frankly was not his to make. In my opinion,
I'm gonna refresh, okay?
To Claude McKnight's tasteless and
he said, big thanks to Claude McKnight's tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok.
Self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok that frankly was not his to make. In my opinion, he inserted himself and used Nico's death as an opportunity instead of letting him pass with respect and dignity. It has instead turned into a circus, a mockery of a life now lost, making this tragedy into a reality show type drama. While that was unfolding, my family and I flew home to Maui and had a private memorial remembering him and all the good times. The last time he and I spoke, we offered him all the help we could provide. We had the #1 oncologist on deck for him and a team of specialists on standby with private care in our home. He and his mother declined. The door of communication was open and remained open until his death. To the self-proclaimed Mama Bear, may God have mercy on your soul.
The Mama Bear will be his ex-wife, who also told her own story on Tasake. She said basically he was never really a present husband, and he was basically abusive, manipulative, controlling. For the longest, they never really were together like that. They were together, but not really. It was very short span. But so basically, he did not raise those boys. But here's a quick recap of what the relationship between him and those boys are. So I'm reading from theroot.com. It says, drama between Brian McKnight and estranged sons explained. After the devastating news that one of singer Brian McKnight's son died of cancer, many were shocked to find out the still in love singer never made any efforts to contact him while he was alive, with years of ongoing drama coming to a breaking point now. We're unpacking the strange and almost unbelievable timeline surrounding McKnight and the children he refuses to acknowledged. McKnight married his first wife, singer Julie McKnight, in 1990. The couple lasted for over a decade, and together they had 2 sons. Like any loving father, McKnight named his eldest boy Brian McKnight Jr. By the way, Brian McKnight has changed his name officially so that he can distance himself from his original son, and then he changed his full name. He put some middle name, some weird middle name, and then he renamed his new son as Brian McKnight. I don't know what point he's trying to make, but that's some very petty stuff. Crazy. So following in his father's footsteps, Brian Jr. has since released his own music. The ex-couple's second son, Nicholas, worked as a photographer in California. His mother confirmed he sadly passed away after a 2-year battle with cancer. Okay. All right, so now Brian McKnight is also saying he offered help so that the boy can come into his home with the best doctors in the world to oversee him. But what it looked like is that he was trying to separate him from his family, because he told everybody. Also, there was some recent posts by Nico himself. There was some recent post where he was actually hoping that he would that there will be some kind of coming back reunion with his family. That was actually his last wishes. McKnight's eldest daughter Brianna also spoke out during this time, saying although her father's estrangement hurts her, she's thankful that her brothers filled in the gaps. Her mother, Patricia Driver, gave birth while McKnight was still married to his wife. So this was a baby that he had on his wife. In 2023, McKnight and his wife, Lilani, gave birth to their first child together, a son named, wait for it, Brian McKnight Jr. Not to be confused with the oldest son with the same name. In response to the double junior debacle, Brian Jr. said, "I'm not ashamed of the name my ancestors had. I'll never change the name my own son now has." So even his own son, his grandson, has it. By the way, I don't think he knows his grandson either, because he's been estranged from them. He claimed that they were basically spoiled brats. I'm paraphrasing, but that's some of the things he said. I'm just bringing you guys up to speed, okay? He said McKnight then came out in 2024 calling his eldest children a product of sin, which, as you can expect, reignited flames. All right, so all of this is just painting a very, very angry man to me. Okay, that's all it's saying to me. So Natsu, Uncle Kidola, I don't know if you guys are still here with me. What do you guys think about this? Are you guys familiar with this guy, Brian McKnight, or not?
Brian McKnight is on a high colors.
Even after the passing of this son, he did say they went to somewhere to pay some kind of respect, but the son was actually asking for them to reunite. He said he actually asked in a quote on his page if he could tell him he loves him, and he said he couldn't arbitrarily tell him that he loved him before the boy passed away.
Yeah, so you didn't tell me that when I was alive. Why are you coming to my funeral?
Yeah,
he wasn't supposed to be at that funeral. He just went to disgrace his house. That guy is not high on some colos like that.
What do you think? Do you think the marriage was that bitter? Can a marriage be so bitter that somebody would actually take it against?
I'm not gonna say it was that bitter, but I want to believe that something happened along the way. He probably has an unforgiving spirit. And he's not.
Go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
Unforgiving spirit, and he's not letting some things go. So when you hold on to some things and don't let go, that's how it makes you look. You look bitter.
It's scary to me. Uncle Kidola, what do you think could make a man come to the conclusion that he doesn't want anything to do with his first 3 children ever again? He's moved on to marry another woman. He adopted all those children. He actually threw shots at his own children by saying he was talking to his stepson at one point. I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me exactly. He said, "Thanks for being a good boy." He said something like that, but it was basically a shot back at the existing. What do you think about this, sir?
You see, I've been watching I grew up with, he's like my age mate.
Yeah, he's like 53, 54. He's just turned 54. He just celebrated 54 like 2 days ago. The new wife was celebrating that.
Yeah, and no matter what it is, no matter with the divorce, I know it's a divorce.
Sorry, let me read this before you continue your thought. This is the new wife, Lelani said, "Happy birthday, Boopy. Today on the Great Wall of China, we celebrate the day good placed the most extraordinary man on this earth 56 years ago. The man who is my husband, my heart, my Superman. You are our family's rock, our hero, and the love of my life. Every single day, I thank God. Now, this woman is celebrating this man, knowing fully well that he's completely abandoned his existing family, including the grandchild. Continue, Uncle Kidola.
Look, these things also go on also in polygamous home also in Nigeria. Sometimes when you have a bad maybe breakup or the relationship was not good, or you be with this person for so long, and you think the affection is dying off, especially men. I will blame men this time. You think the affection is coming down, is low. Maybe at that moment she's not attractive to you anymore. Please, just be patient. These things fluctuate sometime. Definitely that woman you love way back will come back again. Don't be hurried to leave that woman because you see that woman as your problem. And the one, wow, I'm not that kind of macho anymore. Why? This is a temporary thing that will flip up again. Somebody you have history with, 3 children, you have with this woman. These are his blood and flesh.
Oh, by the way, he had 2 children. The woman just happened to have adopted the 3rd one that he had outside on her. Okay. Just so you know. Yeah. So the 3rd child is not actually her biological, but that's why she called herself Mama Bear. Yeah. And it was actually shading her earlier too. Go ahead.
No matter what it is, those children are your children. They call you Papa. These are the children that came out of you. They look like you. They have the same blood. I think it's crazy. I don't care what kind of divorce that he went through. I think he's just a madman. He's a confused man. To fulfill his happiness, to fulfill his fakeness, he went to marry to other women that have children. See, this kind of trickish game, man, he's playing, and most men have it. And some of these men, they have this kind of mind that they are devils, evil people. You understand me? He felt guilty somewhere, but he cannot bring it back. I don't know if it's middle classes, whatever going to with his maybe he have the money. He's a celebrity. That woman has to celebrate because he's the one bringing the money. He's a multi-millionaire. That woman is just playing along so that he can have this luxurious life that he's having, travel to China and everything. While the other woman didn't have this kind of opportunity. You understand me? What this is doing now is the same thing sometimes going on in Nigeria also, whereby a man will get married after some years with that woman. We think, oh man, this woman not the jail me again, man. Fuck this woman. Then you can't go carry on that woman when they jail. All these things are temporary things. The way that one you put for her, not they jail you. Now the other will go carry for us and not they jail you. Everything will come down one day. But if you're patient enough, establish what's called communication enough with the person you're with, whatever is happening, communicate with that person. Say, can we just start slowly again, somehow, somewhere, so that I want to know you again. I know you a long time. It seems like we're drifting. Maybe because they have children together, there's some stress. You see, when you have children with a woman, it's not easy. There's some stress there. Possibility the woman is busy with those kids. Possibility the woman is looking out for the welfare of those children, the balance. He said, no, you want to drive Bentley, Rolls Royce, all this. This way, but I think for him to not to tell that kid, I love you.
So you think just to because I want to get to the main story of the day, right? You think something is definitely wrong with him, right? In your opinion,
a devil. Yeah, it's a very evil man. It's a very evil man because he would have settled when that child was sick. You see, you cannot come in the middle of nowhere. You know that child. He knows that child is dying. He will not make it, but he was trying to gain he was trying to buy into heaven. Trying to pretend that he cares.
Yeah, he said they traveled back to their home somewhere where they paid respect to him after he died, even though he couldn't say I love you to him on his sick bed. Hold tight, Uncle Kidola, hold tight. Chinye, talk to me, Chinye.
Man, hi, as you can tell, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Chinye. I know this is serious for you. You called in today.
And also because I'm working from home today, if not, I wouldn't have been able to call. But
okay,
that man, Brian McKnight, oh my God, he the level of wickedness he has in his heart is the type that my people will say in Igbo, oh yeah, yeah, which means if he do juju for person, that's how evil his heart is. Like nothing could even touch his heart with all that bitterness to the extent that there's a big possibility that your child will die. You still want to exert that whatever control that you no longer have. You still whatever control that you had before they used to dangle in their face, they used to, control them. You still
Yeah.
wanted to dangle it. Oh, I want it in my house, my way. No, there are other people involved. There's another life involved. The treatment mustn't be in your home because you might not be able to give that child that tender love and care that someone that is a cancer patient needs. There's a
Yeah.
type of love and care that, especially being that their relationship has been estranged, is it his wife will be the one, his current wife will be the one to tender to that young man the way his own biological mother would tender to him? Like
Yeah.
there are times that, as adults, we need to. This word sometimes is hard for me to pronounce. Com, the compartmentalize
Compartmentalize. Okay, all right.
things.
Compartmentalize, yeah. Uh-huh.
You shelve some things while you tackle what's at
Yes.
hand.
Yes,
Because
I agree with that.
now that your child is gone, you're over here butthurt that you didn't have things your way, and then you're fighting your brother. What his brother said, is it because you couldn't come out to announce the death of your child? That's why your brother is hurt. Your brother has relationship with his nephew, and his nephew, who is his blood, who's like his son, passed. He has every right in the world to mourn the death of his nephew openly. I watched the video. The brother said absolutely nothing
Hold on.
derogatory.
You summed it up properly right there. I'm gonna, since you hang out, oh, don't leave. Oh. But
Okay.
let me say this. I'm gonna play, since you said the brother's video, I'm gonna play the brother's video. Brian McKnight's public family disputes, particularly his estrangement from his older children, have negatively impacted his career. I think that's the good news, because this should be a lesson for everybody. Here's
He's an
how.
idiot.
Fan boycott and reduced ticket sales. Some fans have initiated a boycott of his concerts and music due to his public statements and actions regarding his estranged children, including calling them product of sin. This has resulted in a decline in ticket sales and even the cancellation of some shows. Then number two, damaged public image. His public behavior and comments have led to accusations of being emotionally cold and using personal tragedy for self-promotion. This has further strained his relationship with some fans who previously admired his music and perceived him as a family man, me being included, right? And the third one says increased scrutiny and negative publicity. The family drama has brought significant negative attention to McKnight, overshadowing his musical accomplishments. This has fueled social media discussions and commentary, further damaging reputation. I'm gonna play this video. This is what the brother had to say, that he's basically he did everything that he's accusing the brother of, by the way. Let's play it.
So all day, I said to myself I wasn't going to post about this. And as the day wore on, I realized that how could I not post about this? This morning, I found out that my nephew, Nico McKnight, passed away. He'd been bravely battling cancer for the last 2 years or so. And I have a lot of feelings right now. I'm not going off a script or anything like that. I'm just going to be raw with how I'm feeling. Nico was one of those amazing kids who was quirky and curious and ridiculously talented. Amazing singer, an amazing guitar player, had a great eye, was a photographer. And just one of those kids that, at least in my estimation, was somebody you always wanted to be around. And so it really sucks that he's no longer with us. And I will also say, probably one of the reasons why I wasn't going to post about it is I post a lot of things, but I don't post a lot of really, really serious subject things, or certainly family things. And I wanted to post this about Nico, about his legacy, about how amazing he is, and not about what some of you may have heard about, the family drama that has existed for quite some time. in our family. I'm not here to discuss that or to talk about how that happened or why it happened. This is not the time or the place, but what I will say is, in any situation, there's always at least three sides to a story. There's my side, your side, and the truth. And the truth a lot of times is somewhere in between. So here's the thing. I don't know exactly what was going on there. I know what I've seen. I know what I've heard from all parties involved. And I try not to judge. I just try to be as loving to each person as I can be, because apparently there's so much hurt going on, or was so much hurt going on, that a lot of things didn't get resolved. And again, I want to go back to Nico. I know that kid had a lot inside, a lot eating at him for a long, long, long time. That may have contributed to what happened with him. What I do know is he's out of pain now. And so I can rejoice in the fact that he no longer has to go through the chemo and the radiation and everything else. But I just want to uplift that young man and say we will see him again one day. I love you, Nico. Uncle Claude.
All right, so that is what he said. Was that tasteless? Anybody?
Can you tell me on earth what this man Claude said right now has anything with what that idiot Brian's saying? You
Yeah,
can tell that this man
I'm wondering, was there anything tasteless and aggrandizing about what he just said?
absolutely not.
He wasn't going to announce the passing of his child, so his brother helped him. You know, it's so sad. It's so sad to watch. Today, my son, I shouldn't be saying this in this segment, but let me just, my son, my first seed turned 17 today. To me, turned 17 today. I just couldn't imagine being in a position. I don't know what a woman could have done to me so badly that a son that I birthed in my youth, that you are friends with these people, you grew up together with them essentially, that I will suddenly turn my back and go and adopt another family somewhere. I'm trying to figure out. I'm going to ask everybody right now so we can move to the major story. I'm going to ask anybody and anybody who watches this later, is there anything you can think of? How badly, what kind of hurt could you have hurt a man so badly that he would turn his back on his first seed, the second seed, the third seed, of course their mother? Because if it was a situation where he just doesn't want to deal with the children and he's still married to their mother, we say they're just bad kids. It looks like this is a woman shaggy type of situation that he might want to make as an excuse. What kind of hurt could a woman have done to you that will call your own seed, that you actually had some level of relationship with them? Because I know you didn't exactly raise them. He's always on the road since forever, since 1990s, right? So what can you imagine any kind of hurt that could have been done to this man? Because this would look like Chinye, like we were talking the other day, this would look like village people after him. As far as I can see, I can't really comprehend what he would come up with as an excuse. But I'm gonna leave.
Own village people now. When she be?
So I'm gonna leave it at that and
Man
just
of Prestige, I feel like from my own perspective, or from what I feel like the lady probably rejected him, or maybe ended the marriage and tell him she's done, and that's his own way of getting back at her.
I think he is the one that left that relationship. I think it has something to do with money. I think during the divorce, it has something to do with money, and that money touches soul. You understand me? And because he left, I saw his old clip. It's early 2000, when they were doing like MTV Crips. It was very hot at that time. He was looking very hot, was just kind of sick white shirt. And this woman was also dressing also very cool also.
Uncle Kidola, as far back as then, he moved his whole family, including the children, away from the mansion into an apartment. I'll leave you guys at that. I'll leave you.
Oh wow.
So what I'm talking about is this guy. There are people like him on earth who pretend to be nice, to be lover boys, who sing something. This guy is this guy is almost like a guy called Teddy Pendergrass. You know what I mean? So what you're saying now is he portrayed I'm the cool guy, I have loving face and everything, but deep inside his mind, because it's a hot mind, is meeting other chicks and everything. That woman just become like a devil, to him. But no matter what it is, these are his babies. These are his kids. No matter what it is, these are children that smell like him. You understand me? He would have, at least, if you have angel in him, because this guy's a very evil human being. No matter what it is.
So the picture, I'm going to leave with this picture, right? The picture you guys are looking at on your right is the existing children. His new children is the one that was created with love, is the one to the right next to our faces.
You can see the difference. You can see it's not like you can see the difference, man. It's not like he really love any of them. He just try to pretend.
Okay, Kidola, me, I can't see nothing. Let's move on to the next story. I beg. Me, I can't see. I'm just surprised. Anybody who's watching this later, please leave a comment. I'm curious because this one I don't understand. This is whenever me and Chi talk about village people, I know they understand it all the way. So this one I don't understand. It looks like a village people situation to me. So hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We have some other trendy stories that we want to jump in, so we didn't want to waste too much time on that. And yeah, I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.